All right, this is the answers to simple solution number 34. I just want to remind you that before you watch this video, you should have numbers 1 through 15 finished to the best that you can. Make sure that if you get an answer wrong, that you fix it. Pause the video and fix it before moving on to the next question. All right, number 1 says write and solve a number sentence for 10 doubled. All right, so 10 doubled is either 10 plus 10, or the word doubled can also mean times 2 for the same answer there. So it's always give yourself a check. If you got it, if you got it wrong, fix it. All right, we have the distributive property. Now remember, the distributive property is when you take the value of each digit in your number and multiply it by the other factor. So I have 3,000 plus 500 plus 20 plus 2, and the factor is 8. You're going to multiply each value by 8 to use the distributive property. Remember, 3,000 times 8, there are 3 zeros, so you are going to have 3 zeros in your product. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 5 is 40, but then 500 has 2 zeros, so the product there is going to be 4,000. And then 20 times 8 is 160, and 2 times 8 is 16. So then you're going to take all of those numbers. You're going to take all those partial products. So I see this is 4,000 and 4,000, so that is it's going to be 28,000. And then I'm going to add 160 plus 16, and that will give me 176. So the product here is 28,176. All right, so remember, as always, you can pause the video to fix your answers, or if you need to pause the video to look at your answers, just to make sure that you're showing your work as you're going through these videos. All right, number 3 says list the first 5 multiples of 5. Okay, so remember, your multiples are your skip counts. So you could start with 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, or starting with 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So remember, your multiples are your skip counts. 5 times 0, 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 5 times 4, 5 times 5, and so on. All right, number 4 says if angle MNO is a straight angle, what is the measure of F? So what you need to remember is that this is a straight angle. A straight angle measures 180 degrees. Out of that straight angle, you know this angle right here. It is 76. So you can do this one of 2 ways. You can, and you're trying to find F. So you can either take 76 and add up to get 180, or you can take 180 and subtract off 76, and you will get F as 104 degrees. All right, number 5 says fill in the sign to make the number sentence true. All right, so looking at place value, the numbers are the same until the hundreds place. All right, and to fill in the sign, it would be less than. Number 6, the bird flew 1 yard before landing in a tree. How many inches did the bird fly? All right, well, if you know 1 yard is 36 inches. All right, number 7, Lee's grandmother gave him $18.20 to split evenly with his sister. How much money did each child get? Well, if you think if they have to split it evenly with his sister, that's 2 people. So you need to think, what is half of $18.20? Well, if you take half of 20, that gives you 10 cents. And if you take half of 18, that gives you 9 cents. So each girl got $9.10. Number 8, round this number to the nearest 10,000. So looking at place value, 10,000 is right there. Follow your rules. The number to the left is going to be less than your peak here. So it's going to fall down to 30,000. Remember, everything after that becomes a 0. All right, angle JHV. So JHV. What kind of angle is this? This is acute. Tiny and cute. It's not quite 90, so it's not a right angle. All right, Tegan ate 5 lollipops this week. That was 2 more than her brother Connor ate. How many lollipops did Connor eat? Choose the correct equation and solve it. Okay, so if she had 5 lollipops, that is 2 more than her brother Connor ate. So that 5 is being your total. So this is going to be A, where P is 3 lollipops. All right, 11, write another equivalent fraction for 2/3. So to get from here to here, we multiply by 2. But what you do in the numerator, you have to do in the denominator. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 2 is 6. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take 2/3, and you're going to multiply it by 3 this time, both to the numerator and denominator. So 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. Now you could have some other ones in there. You could have 8/12. You could have 12/18. Either one of those would work. All right, number 12. We're looking for the sum. Sum means to add for 16,080. You should give yourself a check if you got it. All right, 13. 6,000 is equal to what times 10? Now, remember, when you multiply a number by 10, all it does is add a 0 to the product. Okay, so if it's adding a 0 to the product, you're missing the other factor. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that 0 away from here, and what's left is your product, which is 600. All right, 14, draw parallel horizontal lines. So remember, parallel lines never touch. Horizontal lines go left to right. So you have to think 2 things here. They are being very specific. All right, make sure you have your arrows. 2 lines that do not touch, and they must be going horizontal. All right, number 15, we have 6,000 minus 986. We're going to go do some regrouping here for the difference of 5,014. Give yourself a check if you got it.